Welcome to the Introduction to Parts, Costing, and Pricing. As a quick reminder, this step for setting up parts, costing, and pricing is for the products that you produce in-house. Right now, you can forget about the products that you outsource the production of. We'll show you in a later step how to set those up. Let's start off with an overview of the setup steps. Here's the web page showing the setup steps. Right now we're looking at the step for setting up parts, costing, and pricing. This is the link for the video that you're watching now. We've laid these steps out carefully to enable you to have the coaching that you need each step of the way. We try not to bomb you with coaching in the beginning. After this video, you're going to go to this step here. You're going to click on this button, and you're going to choose the first product that you want to update the parts, costing, and pricing for. If you like, these are video tours of the products. So for that product you chose, you can pick the video tour that you want to watch to get an overview of how that pricing form works, how to create estimates for that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go down to B, where it tells you how to update the parts for that product. You're going to first update the materials, then you're going to update the equipment parts, then you're going to update the information on the labor parts, and finally, if the product that you're working on now has other parts, you're going to update those templates. The next step you're going to do is to create test estimates and fine-tune your costing. This step here gives you the instructions on how to do that. After fine-tuning your costing, you're going to create test estimates and fine-tune your prices. This step starts with a simple chart that shows you the different pricing methods that are available for each product. So for the product that you're setting up right now, you'll go and you'll choose the pricing method you want to set up. There are a couple of different ways to set up pricing and control. So depending on which pricing method you chose for this product, choose the path and follow that. If you chose to do cost-based pricing on this product, follow this path here. If you chose to do area-based pricing, follow these steps here. And finally, if you chose to do table-based pricing, follow these steps over here. We then have an optional step that shows you how to look at the display name for a product and decide if you want to change that. And finally, once you're done with that step, you're going to go back up to the beginning and you're going to repeat those steps for the next product that you want to update. Now let's go to control. And I'll give you a brief overview of some of these things so you get the high-level understanding of how these things work together. Let's take a look at the parts and control. For an example, let's look at the wide format print and the roll stock part on that. Take a look at the cost-based pricing parts. We'll go down to digital prints, and then to wide format prints, and then we're just going to find the roll stock template. Here are the parts. These are material parts. Control also has information on your equipment, information on your labor, and then in some cases, some products will use what we call other parts, which are like templates. Here you can see this Ultraflex 13-ounce banner. The steps will show you how to update this information and then how to add more parts in the event that you need to. Remember this 13-ounce banner. We're going to trace that through the system. Let's go take a look at an estimate. Click New Estimate. We'll go down to Digital Prints, and then Wide Format Prints. This is a pricing form that you will use to quote a job. Let's assume that the customer wants 10, 24 by 36 prints. This is on your roll printer. Let's take the Mamaki. Let's look at different banner materials. And here you can see that UltraFlex banner showing up again. If we put that in and then just click off the field, you can see the prices totaling up as we go. If you click on that, it gives you a little bit more price information, as well as the ability to discount. If we click on this, it gives you a little more information about the order, including price, cost, and margin. Let's go over here and click on the Parts tab. This is going to show us the parts that are so far are in this order. You can see the Mamaki printer, the labor, the ink, and again the UltraFlex banner showing up. Let's click OK. Let's enter a company. We're just going to use the test company that you use as you're setting up your system. And then down here, why don't we put whatever description you might like. We're going to save this as an estimate. And then we're going to go and preview the estimate that you would see in your system. The estimate, the work order, and the invoice have several different selections you can make to determine what shows up on those. And you can go through these at a later time in the steps to decide which you want to set by default to show. Let's take a look at that estimate. You can choose to have things like the material show up on the estimate if you like, or you can have that information hidden. We'll scroll down to the bottom so you can see what the bottom of the estimate looks like. Okay. And I'm just going to close this since we're not going to need it again. Let's convert this estimate to an order so that we can take a look at the work order and the invoice. It's prompting us to see if we want to post a deposit. Let's say no. Now let's preview the work order. I'll just show you what the default settings are set to, and we'll show. This is the work order. Now, page down a little bit so you can see some of the information. Again, the banner material, the printer, the amount of labor, time, and ink estimated. There's room for production notes on the bottom. All right, now let's go back to the order. And we'll go and we'll preview the invoice. Again, with the default settings, without changing any of those, let's go take a look at the invoice. Here's the top, and I'll scroll down so you can see the bottom. Notice there's price information on the invoice, but not on the work order. That's it for our introduction video to parts, costing, and pricing. Next, you're going to want to follow the setup steps closely. There's a lot of good advice in there. There's a lot of good step-by-step information showing you what to do to set up those things. Follow those as closely as you can. Secondly, in the event that you need additional training, contact your point person, arrange a time to get on the phone with them, and to work over a GoToMeeting session on your system. Whether it's fine-tuning pricing, whether it's how to set up parts for a certain product, whatever you might need, they're there to help you. It's time to go to the next step. Thank you, and good luck.